We're going to interrupt sports for this breaking news right now. A chase underway with a dirt bike.
Let's get right up to Desmond Shaw and Sky Cal with the very latest. Not a dirt bike.
Well, Chauncey and Susie, this is something you don't see every day. Look at words being exchanged here right between the rider of this bike and CHP. Apparently, the rider of the bike here is asking if he can just go home. Apparently, this was a failure to yield. There were two bikes at one point, but this has been going on now for close to a half hour. It took us some time to find this one and catch up to it here. So you can see this is not something we see very, very often where they're talking to each other here at CHP, you know, not really making any super aggressive attempt to stop them. Of course, now they get out. Let's see what they're doing here. I just see like, oh, okay, here we go. Here, let's stand by and see as they're going to come over here, and he's going to yank. Oh, I thought it was going to happen there. That was actually a pretty clever maneuver. I thought that was going to work. They had him distracted, but that didn't work out here. So I'm not sure how they're going to handle this one. We haven't seen any real serious attempt by this person to get away from the police, just not yielding. CHP just wants this guy to get off his bike and to talk to him. And, you know, it's just a weird situation. They've got the LA County Sheriff's Deputy helicopter overhead, all over a failure to yield. A very unorthodox pursuit here in Compton, southbound on Willowbrook. Chauncey and Susie.
Desmond, I know that you're just getting overhead, but do you know how long this part of it has been going on, where this person has been next to this this officer and just continuing on the road? They're very slowly. Was there a point where they're going really fast and they were in chase when they're going really fast?
You know, we never heard about the speeds in this one. I mean, it is a dirt bike here. It's at one point, I believe they're actually on the shoulder of the 91, which is, you know, kind of frightening for the rider. I think right as we pulled up is when we start to kind of see what looked like almost like this negotiation taking place. And, you know, look, CHP is going to do what they can. This is really difficult for them. They just want the guy to stop. They don't want to knock him off his bike or anything like that. But this person just refuses to cooperate. They're going to see maybe they can kind of try to box him in. But, you know, he is on a bike. So very slippery here, very easy to get away. So it's just really interesting to see. Of all the pursuits we've seen, you know, crazy maniac drivers, other ones that are just very docile. Here we go now with a dirt bike, a pretty unique pursuit here. Just trying to get a failure to yield suspect to pull over here. You know, what else is going on that you didn't just, it's just, this one's kind of a baffling one here, Chauncey and Susie.
Yeah, no helmet on. Looks like they are speeding up ahead of that patrol car now. This is the first time that we have seen them actually ahead of those patrol cars, as they've been going side by side for most of it. But it looks like going in front of that other car now, as those CHP vehicles sort of weave their way around that car and now through this intersection where there are more cars, and the CHP going in the wrong direction, the wrong way to try to catch up with this person. But it's unclear what this person is really trying to do here. Obviously, they told officers as they were driving, as this person was riding next to the officers, that they wanted to go home. Apparently, there was another motorcycle rider with this person, but it looks like they're the only ones left now. But, you know, oftentimes what we're seeing is those high-speed pursuits of motorcycles, whether it be this kind of motorcycle or, you know, a different kind of motorcycles, those Ducatis that we often see. But looks like they're still trying to negotiate, say something to the officers.
And it looks like the guy slows down and is actually able to touch the car, and also be slow enough to have a conversation with this officer. Desmond Shaw telling us the last time he spoke with the officer, telling him, hey, I just want to go home. But you got to think what, at this point, you know, failure to yield, just stop.
No kidding.
Well, and I was just going to mention failure to yield. I mean, there's virtually no real crime at this point. I mean, likely the failure to yield comes from he's riding a dirt bike on city streets, which is not allowed, unless it's got a license plate on it, which I don't think that it does. He's also not wearing a helmet, which would also be a vehicle code violation. But that's all. I mean, we haven't heard that this is stolen. We haven't heard there's any kind of armed suspect, nothing like that. Simply failure to yield, meaning he just didn't pull over when they wanted him to. And he, like Desmond mentioned, he was even on the freeway for a period of time driving like this, and got off, and it's been cat and mouse game for a while.
Yeah, obviously they don't believe that this suspect is armed, obviously, because of their interaction with this person. You can see them getting very close to them as they just ride alongside this person, going at a very slow rate of speed. But I mean,
there we
looks
go.
like they're
There we
finally
go.
getting boxed in. This is kind
Okay.
of what they were trying to
They
do
got 'em.
earlier, and it looks
All
like
right.
they're not going to be able to
Yeah.
escape this time.
Yeah.
Yep. Very nicely done there by CHP. I mean, obviously, I was just thinking major liability issues here with this, dealing with someone on this bike. They've got their big cruiser. This guy's not even wearing a helmet. This could have gone south in a lot of ways. You saw him kind of speed away a couple times. They tried to kind of sneak up on him with that officer that came out running and got within a few inches of getting him down at that point. And so there were just a lot of ways that this could have gone badly, and fortunately CHP, they were really patient with this one. They were able to get them off the bike. So just a very weird pursuit all the way around. This person really putting themselves in a lot of danger, not clear why they couldn't just pull over in the first place. CHP probably would have just given them a stern warning. I mean, who knows what else is going on, but the bottom line now, it is over, and failure to yield is now going to result in this person getting booked. Chauncey and Susie.
All right, Desmond Shaw live in Sky Cow with the very latest on the end of this dirt bike pursuit.
That's right.